I think we can start now. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's a pleasure to have you all here. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I am Paula Rodriguez. I am the artistic director and the creator of the festival, our new Gold Festival. And today is our third edition. This is the third year we celebrate this festival, and it's very exciting that we're all gathering to present our winning entries, our special mentions, and our finalists. Thank you all for joining us. You can stay with your camera off, but you can also join us on the screen if you want to be part of the sharing and be more present. So whatever you feel more comfortable with, that's okay. So our new Gold is an interdisciplinary and international festival exploring 17th century Hispanic theatrical and poetic text from a social, inclusive, and vibrant approach in our digital times. As I said, today we are here to celebrate the Festival Gala. And first of all, I would like to voice my appreciation to my colleagues, Professor Erin Cowling, who's here today with us, Professor Glenda Nieto, and producer Lorenzo Papagallo, for their hard work and their constant support with this initiative. Secondly, I would like to thank our host. This year, our host is the Spanish and Portuguese program in the Department of Classical Languages and Literature, CMLL, and CEFIRO, the Spanish Graduate Students Organization at Texas Tech University. Many thanks also to the mentors that have encouraged and supported their students to participate. The list is Margaret Boyle from Bowdoin College, John Busterin from Texas Tech University, Maria Jose Dominguez, Arizona State University, Charles Patterson, Western Washington University, and Joel Castillo Botello, Deerfield Academy. I know that some of you are also today with us, so thanks a lot for joining us. Also, many thanks to every member of the jury. We have a wonderful jury made of creators, artists, academics. Their names are Adrian Doss, Alan Flores, Darcy Strother, Leima Lopez, Sergio Maggiolo, and Victoria Rusbridge. Your collaboration has been incredibly generous and indispensable, so thank you very much. And many thanks also to the students who have participated in this, our third edition of our new Gold Digital Storytelling Festival. Also, many thanks to our previous hosts, sponsors, and key collaborators, the Association for Hispanic Classical Theatre, Ohio Wesleyan University, McEwan University, and Cervantes Theatre London. And finally, thanks to those who have already donated to this year's edition. Your donations are absolutely crucial to us, and we are still open to receiving your contributions. Now, let me explain a little bit about how this gala will work, how this session today will work. We hope the session will last for about an hour. Professor John Busterin will start the gala with some welcome words. Then I will give you an introduction to the festival and how it came to be. Yasarei Bazaldua, one of the winners of last year's edition, will talk about her experience participating in the festival. And together with Professor Erin Cowling, we will introduce you to finalists, special mentions, and the winners. We will finish by sharing some exciting information about the festival's upcoming events, followed by a Q&A. So now I am pleased to introduce you to Professor John Busterin from Texas Tech University, who is our ambassador and host this year. Thank you, Professor Busterin.
Bienvenidos a todos. Me da gran gusto darles la bienvenida a esta celebración de Our New Gold. and I'm grateful that all you can be here today to celebrate and be part of this festival. I'm John Busterian. I'm a professor of Spanish at Texas Tech University, and as Paula says, one of the ambassadors for our new gold. I'm the director of the Spanish and Portuguese program, and I serve as an advisor to CEFERO, the Spanish graduate student organization at Texas Tech. Absolutely fabulous group, many of whom helped out in organizing this event and participated, including Mia Clapp, Yasare Balsadua, and Jorge Hernandez. Thanks to Doctors Glenda Nieto Cuevas and Aaron Cowley, the academic advisors, and Paula, the artistic director, for collaborating this year with CEFERO and Texas Tech. And thank you, Paula, and all of you for inviting me to give some opening remarks today. So this April, less than about 2 months ago, Paula traveled from London to Lubbock, Texas. She and her artistic partner, the amazing singer and guitarist Arthur Astier, gave a live musical performance at Texas Tech, in which they gave lyrical renditions from different plays from the Spanish Golden Age. One woman who spent her life studying art history in Italy, she's a retired professor, came up to me after their performance, and she told me she wanted to learn Spanish just so she could read the original text that Paula and Arthur had sung. All of you, by joining today, this Our New Gold Zoom celebration, join what Paula and Arthur did just this last April. You are participating in the sharing of how written words from the Spanish Golden Age can transform into a form of living art that stirs and moves, like it did for that professor whom I spoke with after Paula's concert. Whether you're a student whose work appears in this 2023 competition, a member of the jury, or an ambassador, or a friend, we are all communicating the vision that underpins our new Gold's mission, that is, adapting literature from the Spanish Golden Age into creative digital storytelling and art. We applaud the richness and relevance of the Spanish language from 16th and 17th century, from its literature across different languages and countries and time. So take some time after the gala today to look at our new Gold's web pages, especially the amazing examples of video art, podcasts, and music videos. I hope your work this year, as well as the work from the other, Our New Gold's past projects from so many different students, will inspire you towards new creative projects that connect Spanish literature with new expressions of your art and your passion.
Many thanks, Jan, for your wonderful words. We had an amazing time at Texas Tech University, and it was great to be there with you and share with you in person. I would like now to talk a little bit about this initiative, our New Gold Festival, and how it came to be. The first edition of our New Gold Digital Theater Festival 2021 was funded by an Ohio Wesleyan Theory to Practice grant led by Professor Glenda Nieto, and featured a group of talented students, Jasmine Liu, Fiona Hansen, and Marcos Crespo. That year, we worked online due to the extraordinary circumstances we were facing. That experience led to many discoveries. For the past 3 years, I have witnessed how powerful tools can be found for students' engagement, creativity, and development when approaching a Spanish Golden Age theater on the digital media. I might say that we are absolutely thrilled with the quality of the entries we have received this year, our third year. We have received 25 participants from 5 different institutions. Every piece is absolutely unique, creative, engaging, and innovative in its own way. I can see how some students are taking inspiration from previous year's entries, which are available to be watched on our website, and they are taking this research further. This is a really wonderful thing to watch and to witness. There is now a style and a language that is beginning to expand, reaching further and deeper into this research. So now I'm going to introduce you to Yasarei Bazaldua, one of the winners of our new Gold 2022. Hello, Yasarei. How are you?
Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Could
Thank
you
you.
tell us a little bit more about last year's editions and your participation?
Yes. So, as a graduate master's student, I, like many of you, was introduced to Golden Age by my professor, who is actually here with us today, Dr. Busterian, who, through his course, encouraged me to not only read, but to connect with these classic works. After finding out about the Our New Gold Festival, I was able to connect to the stories in an artistic way. For the Our New Gold Festival, my project partner Jessica and I chose to work with the exemplar novel El Coloquio de los Perros. We specifically chose the portion of the story where Berganza is describing his experience having attended school with his owner. When we filmed, we chose to include my pets as the dog actors. As far as the location of choice, we wanted to highlight the Spanish influence of the story, as well as use our resources, specifically the building behind me, which kind of mirrors where Paula is right now. So our administration building actually mirrors the Universidad de Alcalá. And using that inspiration, we were able to reflect on how these stories were making us feel and having us travel through time in our own personal ways. So combining those resources, those ideas, and of course, Jessica's and my strengths as far as the use of technology or a different form of art by music, we chose to reinterpret Miguel de Cervantes' exemplar novel and keep the original essence, prompting its readers, or in the case of our video, the viewers, that no matter who is watching, even if it is just an innocent, loving dog, to lead by example, which is what we understood from the story. I would like to introduce you to the protagonists of today, our participants. All entities will be available, or excuse me, entries will be available on the Our New Gold website, and I strongly recommend that you watch each of these unique pieces. Now, here is a list of our finalists. Okay. Number 1, Ronaldo Cabral with Bolden College, I Have a Dream. Alondra Castillo, also Bolden College, Amazonas en las Indias. Doug Bogle, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering anyone's name, please correct me. La Vida es Sueño. Number 4, we have John Carroll, Western Washington University. The student loses his shadow. Congratulations to our finalists, and many thanks to all of you for your exceptional work. Please watch these wonderful creations on the Our New Gold website. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yasarei. Wonderful. And now to the special mentions. So, first of all, we have Mia Clapp from Texas Tech University. the piece title Amor, Clemencia que se abraza al alma, inspired by El burlador de Sevilla y Convidado de Piedra by Tirso de Molina. So Mia, I know you're here, that's for sure. What can you tell us about this really funny and super creative piece that you made with your colleague Fernando Martinez Caleano?
Yeah, it was super fun to make, and it's just so interesting how we were able to, in the beginning we weren't sure how we wanted, there's no beach around here to film that scene. We were first going to act it out. I was going to be Tisbea and Fernando was going to be Don Juan. We would have done it on like a playa lake somewhere, I think, on a shore, but we started thinking about how we had to be creative, and we were willing to, act. But I think that acting with our voices, was difficult. We had to do several takes of some lines. And I think that's what makes it so funny at some points, is just I feel like an outside viewer can see the comic relief whenever Don Juan says, "¿Dónde estoy?" But as him and I found it hilarious because we were there in the studio, in the desks whenever we were filming our voices, and it was so much fun. And so I think it was just such a intercentennial experience to bring a 17th century text with an early 90s telenovela, and it was just so much fun.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mia. Please watch this piece. You will find it on our website together with the other entries. Second special mention, Kendra Sutton, Western Washington University, piece titled Humor's Mixologist, Episode 2, La Flor de Belfort, based on El Perro del Hortelano by Lope de Vega. I don't know if Kendra is here today. If you are, or if her mentor, Professor Charles Patterson, is with us and would like to share some words about the piece, that will be great.
Yeah, certainly. Thank you very much.
Hello, Charles.
Hi. So Kendra was actually in a group with two other students. It was also Eileen Garcia, as well as Chase Jackson. And for this project, they kind of imagine what would happen if there was a relationship advice podcast without the benefit of modern psychology. What if it were in fact based on early modern notions of the humors, and so they they have Diana and Teodoro in kind of that moment when Teodoro supposedly discovers that he's the son of a count and therefore can marry Diana, and they kind of imagine what would happen if he revealed the truth about his background on a podcast like that. And it's very funny. I highly recommend it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, it is indeed very funny. Please watch it. And then to our next special mention, Madison Guard, also Western Washington University. So maybe Professor Patterson, stay around because you might want to say something about this piece too. I don't know if Madison is with us today. The piece title is Internal Conflicts, and it's based on El Perro del Hortelano, also by Lope de Vega. So yes, I don't think Madison is here today, so I pass it on to you.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So what Madison does for this is she has an English translation of the scene from El Perro del Hortelano, where Teodoro is saying goodbye and leaving for Spain. And so Madison and a partner who was not actually in our class, but agreed to help her act out this dialogue while we see a stop action of a cross stitch that gradually becomes the faces of Diana and Teodoro, and as well as their thoughts in kind of thought bubbles over their heads. So it's really quite a lovely work of cross stitching. So I recommend this one as well.
Thank you so much. And we have another special mention for Camila Cushman, Deerfield Academy, piece title, Deerfield, Es Sueño, inspired by La Vida es Sueño by Calderón de la Barca. We have a lot of entries inspired by Calderón de la Barca, La Vida es Sueño this year. It's very popular. If Camila is here.
Hi, my name is Camila Cushman, and in my Spanish class this year, we learned about the Spanish Golden Age. In the class, we had an assignment to make a video that could be a modernization of the text we were reading that pertains to this Spanish Golden Age. My peers and I made a video called Deerfield es Sueño. We go to Deerfield Academy, so in our video, we took the two main characters, Rosaura and Segismundo, and took their characteristics, which embodied them in the play, and applied them to our school in a daily life at Deerfield Academy. And we had a great time learning about the Spanish Golden Age and making the play. Yeah, thank you.
So now I'm going to pass it to Professor Erin Cowling, who is going to announce our winners this year. Thank you, Erin.
Thank you, Paula, and thank you everyone for being here and for TTU for hosting this year and doing such a great job. I'm Professor Erin Cowling from MacEwan University in Edmonton, Canada, and I'm very excited to be here again as part of this gala and to see all of the amazing videos received. I think it was a tough job to be on the jury this year because there were so many great videos. And even when we start to think that maybe we've changed so much from the time of Lope and Calderón and Sor Juan Inés de la Cruz, we see how these topics keep resonating with us and with our students. And so it is with great pleasure that I am the one who gets to introduce the winners among such an amazing group of talented students and really artists. So let's go. Number one, we have Madison Thomas at Bowdoin College. The piece was titled Soy Segismundo, which of course was based on La Vida es Sueño by Calderón de la Barca. And about this entry, the judges said, this entry is extremely powerful. It captures the essence of Segismundo's experience in the original, trapped and as a prisoner, and likens it to her own experience of mental and psychological illness. Given the global mental health crisis, the social relevance of this creative adaptation is patent. Animated and illustrated images are seamlessly woven together with still life photographs and very moving images. Overall, this is a fantastic entry that holds great artistic value as well as being relevant for a modern day audience. And Paula's going to put the link in the chat. And as well, Madison is not here today, but she sent us a video, which I think we'll share with you after you watch her entry.
In my worst moments, I am Segismundo in my tower of self-isolation, but a monarch did not jail me. I am both jailer and prisoner. Brick by brick, faulty circuits in my brain create an invisible fortress constructed of hopelessness, apathy, and defeat. Like Segismundo, I watched the vibrancy of the life surrounding me and questioned why I was burdened with this curse. Was it predestined in the stars? A prophecy like that which plagued Segismundo? Was this fate thrust upon me, or a consequence of my own inadequacy? But Segismundo gets a day of reprieve, A day in which he learns that he is a prince, a day in which he is temporarily free from imprisonment. I have those days too. Moments where I feel regenerated, reborn. Moments that make it hard to remember a time in which I was ever imprisoned. Moments of pride, of hope, of laughter. Moments that change the numbness of my senses into joy. Moments where that tower is simply a nebulous structure in the distance. But once the tower is refortified, those moments feel like distant dreams. Clotaldo convinces Segismundo that his day as a prince was a dream, an illusion. I question the validity of my own experiences beyond the tower. Am I truly the same person who lived in those moments? My brain, like Clotaldo, convinces me that underlying these moments was pity, that I am undeserving of such happiness, of such a crown. Like Segismundo, whose perception of reality is warped upon returning to the tower, I dissociate, accept my role as prisoner once again, those moments of joy rapidly fading. Like Segismundo, my suffering and that of so many others is invisible. The burden of imprisonment so suffocating, so destructive, yet nonetheless invisible. A seeker strength deprives, robs, and disposes me of my reasoning powers so drastically that I remain a living corpse. But Segismundo escapes his tower once again, earns his crown. He accepts that like the birds and the fish, he is deserving of liberty. Although my escapes form a repetitive cycle, a constant battle between constructing bricks and then bulldozing them under rubble, I keep fighting for those moments of clarity, those dreams. When your teacher is a dream, and in your anxiety you're afraid you may wake up again and find yourself once more in your locked cell, you learn to enjoy your happiness for as long as it lasts. Regardless of what our jailers enforce upon us, we deserve to be liberated from the thoughts that imprison us. I am Segismundo, but I'm not the only one. Hi, I'm Madison Thomas, a rising junior at Bowdoin College, and I created Soy Segismundo for this festival. While reading La Vida es Sueño for my poetry and theater class, I couldn't help but identify connections between my own experiences of living with depression and anxiety and Segismundo's inability to differentiate between reality and his dreams. Mental illnesses have a remarkable ability to warp their sufferer's grip on reality. They construct realities in which everyone's always mad at you, realities in which you can never be good enough, and realities in which disassociation is an inevitable survival mechanism. In my worst depressive episodes, I feel as though I am imprisoned like Segismundo. My brain forces me into a state of isolation while questioning the validity of my most joyous moments. Because the state of suffering is invisible, my intent with this project was to reinterpret the circumstances of a fictional protagonist to communicate how depression and anxiety dangerously blur the line between fiction and reality. Thank you for watching.
Fabulous. Our second entry is Jorge A. Hernandez Camacho from Texas Tech University. And the piece's title is No Exit, again, based on La Vida Sueño by Calderón de la Barca. And about this entry, the judges, your entry was a creative adaptation that makes use of one of the play's primary motifs, entrapment, and makes it relevant to a modern audience. Whilst most cannot understand Segismundo's experience of being locked away in a tower because of an ill omen, many can relate to the feeling of a more mundane and at once existential entrapment. So, all right, so now we will watch Jorge's video.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Nada más un poco. Sí. Un poco no te hace daño. No te pasa nada.
Deudas, dinero, presión social, expectativas.
Right, it looks like people are back. Jorge, that was excellent. You wanna switch places with the ajolote? A la Cortázar someday? Can you tell us a little bit about your process and making this?
Well, basically, I just wanted like to, I don't know, like to transmit the maybe like the daily struggles sometimes we face in our daily life, no? I don't know, as a human beings, maybe with society. Personally, sometimes I feel like trapped inside of like monotony, inside of the, I don't know, demands or expectations that society builds around us. And I wanted like to transmit like that experience into this like character, combining with La vida de sueño de Calderón de la Barca. And thank you so much for the comments, and I really appreciate Paula for the opportunity, Dr. Busterian for the guidance, and my partner in crime, Dr. Criseda Santos Guevara. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jorge. Our third is Miguel Pavon, who I believe is here from Bowdoin College. This piece is Life is a Dream, based on La vida de sueño by Calderón de la Barca. And about this piece, the jury said, this short looks absolutely beautiful. The visual storytelling was stunning and well scripted. It is clever that the narrative is silent and can only be written, which puts us right inside the experience of the protagonist and makes us feel isolated quite effectively. I hope, this is the jury, but I'm sure we will all agree, I hope Miguel will keep filmmaking. As I can see, they're extremely talented. And Paula has given us the link. I think we're just going to go with that as the easiest route in the chat, so we can all go watch that. I believe that Miguel is here. Do you want to talk to us for a second about your process?
Yes. Well, first of all, I'm Miguel. I'm from Bowdoin College. I'm a rising junior here. And I did this piece with Professor Margaret Boyle here. And basically, the whole premise of what I made was when I first read La Vida es Sueño, and I read Segismundo's monologues, it really reminded me of whenever I was in the pandemic, because I had to finish high school all online. And I was basically 24/7 inside my room. I didn't really go anywhere because I lived in a big city. I'm from Houston, Texas, so I couldn't really just go outside because there's just a bunch of people around. But yeah, when I first read his monologues, it really reminded me of that experience of just being inside all the time and not being able to travel, and just sort of seeing the outside as an illusion and then the inside as my own reality. So I wanted to play around with that. And for this piece specifically, I was actually traveling to see my sister's graduation because she recently graduated from UT Austin. So from that, I basically took advantage of that and, filmed my journey to and back from Austin. And with that, I sort of wanted to reinforce the idea of how feeling trapped inside can really sort of distort your perception of reality, and what it means to be inside and outside, and how that looks in terms of how those two things work in terms of how they should define your world. But yeah.
Thank you so much. Our fourth piece is by Zenaida Villa from Arizona State University. The piece is titled I Want to Be His Ride or Die, and it was inspired by Amores Más Laberinto by Sor Juana Inés de la Cruz. And our jury said this was an excellent performance of an insightfully adapted text. She brought this to life with emotion, clarity, and great timing, so it felt natural. Made it very relevant to today's audience as well. A perfect example of how brevity and technical simplicity can still result in very high quality work. So we'll watch her video, and then Zenaida couldn't be with us today either, but she did send us a video as well. So we'll put that on after.
I love that man. I really love that man. Deseo, that is. He's known as Tito, down 24th Street. He just got out of prison for something that wasn't his fault, I might add. I really fear, though, that he might be killed. What if he's shot? What if there's a drive-by? I want to be his ride or die. One thing is for sure. I won't feel what I'm feeling if I were to die first. That torment within me would be gone. The fear is like heavy iron over my neck, or really heavy hoops on my ears. I die of fright of the possibility of him dying, but that's not the worst of it. There's something else that I fear most. With my strong, caring, loving, and faithful female soul, he will be the one who kills me. Inside. Tito. The one that I'm willing to die for. Because I want to be his ride or die.
Hola, soy Zenaida. Yo vivo en la área de la Bahía de San Francisco, California. Ya he terminado mis estudios en la Universidad de Arizona y estoy muy entusiasmada porque ha sido un poco trabajoso regresar a mis estudios, especialmente porque trabajo también. Yo soy de aquí, de los Estados Unidos, y mi mamá era salvadoreña y mi papá puertorriqueño, aunque yo me crié más con mi familia salvadoreña, creo por eso no tengo el acento caribeño que se oye en los puertorriqueños, aunque en mi corazón sí soy puertorriqueña. Y bueno, estoy muy alegre de conocerlos, aunque sea solo por internet. Así que muchas gracias.
Doctora Dominguez, would you like to say a few words about Maria's piece or Zenaida's piece? Sorry.
Yeah. Well, she couldn't be here and she couldn't even record a real video about how she adapted the piece. So I just wanted to give some explanation, and I wanted you to see her as a real person speaking in Spanish and then see her acting. Her technology is very basic, but what I liked was the adaptation, the text, how she was very, very loyal to the text and how she gave her heart. So I think that that is what we are trying to see, how 17th century texts really speak to us. And I saw here especially these identity issues that we have with so many Latinos living in the US, the fears that they face, the cruelty that is also around, violent moments, and that idea of language. And I think we haven't talked about this, but we're speaking in English and Spanish at the same time. And I think this is beautiful. So I like that in her piece. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. Yeah. I know we're a little after 6 o'clock, but we just have 2 more, and then I think Paula's going to wrap up. So hopefully you can stick with us. We just want to give everybody a chance. So our next is Ethan Nishi from Western Washington University. His piece was titled The Match of the Millennia, and it was based on Don Gil de las Causas Verdes by Tirso de Molina. And the jury said about this piece, Tirso de Molina wrote about our jobs as storytellers, deletar aprovechando, to delight and seize the opportunity. I was so entertained and captivated by this video. Very, very funny. Simple and a clever script brought the characters straight from the 1600s to right now. It felt surprising. I understood their story and I had a really good time watching it. Excellent work, Ethan. And Paula's going to share our link here, and so then you can go watch that, and then we'll come back and talk to Ethan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the third and final act. Coming to you from Madrid, Spain, I'm Karen Manchel, broadcasting with Vince McMahon. Tonight, we have a primetime event, a special primetime event the world has been waiting for. A fatal four-way match between some of the most requested wrestlers since the infamous match between Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, and Michelangelo. Funnily enough, they were also all wearing green. All of the players tonight have their own agenda. As a reminder, Juana is here to get back at her fiancé, Don Martin, who left her for Doña Inés, who has a greater dowry, donning the name Don Gil to escape his past. Doña Juana also donned the name Don Gil in order to swoon the heart of Doña Inés and mess up their marriage. As Inés's primary love interest, Don Juan, this convolution hit him the hardest. He swore to destroy all Don Gils in the name of his sweet Inés. I bet you're asking yourself, who is the last fighter in tonight's fatal four-way? But we're going to keep that a secret until the time comes. There's a lot on the line tonight, so let's not waste any more time. Here are tonight's contenders.
The following contest is a fatal four-way match. Making his way to the ring from Madrid, Spain, weighing in at 322 pounds, Madman Don Juan.
Oh boy, here he comes. Don Juan the Madman. Now, they call him that for his choleric nature and his quick temper. He's here to win the heart of his dear Inés by striking down any and all who call themselves Don Gil. Vince, I think his quick temper may get him into some trouble tonight.
And his opponents, first, from Spain, weighing in at 158 pounds, Don Martin, the Mailman.
Alright, so this is just the classic definition of an antagonist right here. No one likes this guy. He calls himself the Mailman because he supposedly delivers L's to his opponents. Ironically, he can't keep track of his own mail. The crowd does not like this guy, and it's pretty easy to see why, Vince. This guy has no original thoughts. Truly a piece of shit.
And from Madrid, Spain, weighing in at 143 pounds, the unpredictable Donna Carolan.
Okay, Vince. Now this is what I'm talking about. Tonight's surprise and fourth fighter in our fatal four-way. Who could have seen this one coming? I mean, they don't call her Clara the Unpredictable for nothing. Rumor has it that Doña Juana actually got entangled with Clara during her mission to Sun Inés. How scandalous. It seems to me that Clara is here to test to see if the quote-unquote real Don Gil is actually in love with Doña Inés. Now things are getting spicy, Vince.
And from Spain, weighing in at 143 pounds, the innovator, Donna Joan.
The crowd favorite, and here she comes wearing her masculine attire. For Doña Juana, this is all about redemption and showing her fiancé who's boss. Her manly stature will surely be useful in this match, Vince. If her previous actions don't scream psychopath, well, this match surely will. I had heard she tried to fake her own death once to get her fiancé back. They call her the innovator because she will do whatever it takes to get what she wants. Sorry, Martin, but this is no ghost you're messing with here. This is the real deal. Here we go, Vince. Off the races. Oh, the husband twister! Oh, the good Christian drop. There it is, Vince. Oh, no! Put her down! Oh, God, what has he done to hurt you? Stop it. Stop it. Oh, someone get her off him. Oh, Lord. Oh, no, they're just gonna keep going. Oh, the husband twister!
All right. I think we all enjoyed that. I was watching it split screen and could see people's faces as they were reacting to things. Ethan, you are here with us. Do you want to tell us a little bit about your video?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. I originally wanted to do like a Key and Peele sketch kind of thing, but I knew my acting skills were probably not super great. And then I remembered that, this game, the older version's more so, but you can customize like everything. And they really set it up so that it can be like just like a show, like a WWE show. So I bought the game reluctantly, but I bought it, and I spent like hours. I had so much fun just customizing everyone. I know you can see like, everyone's got their own little style and whatnot. And I got my roommates to play the game with me, and I recorded all the clips and I put them all together. I just thought that scene in Don Gil was like so ridiculous, where everyone's like running around the streets of Madrid. And I think this kind of encapsulates that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And our last entry is Haley Van Landingham from Western Washington University. Her piece is titled The Missing Month, and it was inspired by La Dama Boba by Lope de Vega. And the jury said about this piece that it was a wonderful job adapting and conceptualizing the principal ideas of the text into something simple yet powerful. It expresses something that feels so personal, in which the passage of time becomes so clear with the use of the calendar, especially when juxtaposed with the image of the bed that portrays a sense of lethargy and boredom. And Hadley couldn't be with us today, but Professor Charles Patterson is going to share a few words about her project after we watch it.
A month might not ordinarily seem so long in the grand scheme of things, but I've recently discovered that a month is a long time, especially to feel like this. And feeling such a way is not usually something you expect to last for so long, right? Like maybe a few days in bed with a fever, or a week coughing into your elbow. But 30 long days later, and I'm finally waking up into the real world again. I should consider it a blessing, but it's just that maybe I should have stayed unwell and asleep if this is all that I had to look forward to. You see, a worsening of any kind, including mine of the last month, is horribly torturous, and that the only thing you can do is sit and watch while the rest of the world forgets about you, right in front of you. That part is almost worse than the actual sickness. Actually, it is worse. Laying around in bed might not be difficult, but watching everyone else do the opposite at the same time is. And okay, it's most likely untrue that everyone has forgotten about me. That might be a tad bit dramatic. After all, both Eduardo and Vinicio have been by the door a few times. Not that I let them in to see me in such a state. But if the whisper Celia has heard in the hallway are any indication, and they usually are, the most important person already has. Florencio left me behind so quickly, for my own sister, and all while I was suffering alone, in pain in more ways than one, which is something he's going to live to regret. I might have had a 30-day stint in seclusion to my bedroom, but I'm going to make Florencio remember exactly what he's been missing for those 30 days I was gone, and make him forget why he ever even left me in the first place, whether he admits to that part or not. He'll figure out just how wrong he has been when I let him have a piece of my mind, and I will be letting him have a piece, that is. I always knew a smaller dowry might be a problem for some people, but I never imagined that my very own Laurencio would be the one to betray me in such a way. It hurts even more when it is so unexpected. But I will recover, just like I am from the sickness. And yeah, I spent a month falling downhill, and maybe now I'm standing at the bottom, but I'm standing, and all that means is that it's time to get back to the top. And I'll probably feel sorry for myself, but I'll get there nonetheless. I'll do what it takes, I always do. I'll come out on top, perhaps even better than I was before. A girl can dream. Wait, is that the book club I hear outside? A month is far too long to have skipped a meeting. My whole life I've been the smart one, and sure, that might not be a trait that everyone finds redeeming in a woman. It might even be one that has to be redeemed itself. But I'm not ashamed to be well-read. It's been that way since I can remember. So the last month that I've taken off has been far too long, and far too jarring for my own sense of self. Who am I, if not of the literary world? That's a question I cannot and do not want to answer yet, and maybe never will be able to, especially because it is so hard to take a break from what you love most, even if it's ultimately to help you recover enough to do it again. But now, it's time I pulled through. It's time I got out of bed. Time to teach Laurencio a lesson.
Really excellent work, Hadley. Dr. Patterson, would you like to say a few words about Hadley's work?
Yes, thank you. So as you can see, Hadley was fascinated by the month that transpires between the first act and the second act of La Dama Boba, and it is certainly kind of jarring to reach the second act and realize that that time has gone by, and that Nisei has been sick this whole time, and we don't hear much about it. So that was kind of the inspiration for this video. So that is what we hear as an original monologue that Hadley wrote, imagining what Nisei was going through during that time. And in terms of the way she filmed it, she actually taped her phone to the ceiling above her bed. And so that's her that we see in the video, and it's also her voice that we hear. And she had the idea of marking the calendar as a way to kind of illustrate the passage of time, and it certainly gives a nice rhythm to the video as well. So thank you.
Thank you. You have to tell Hadley we really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna turn it back over to Paula. We'll open up Q&A in a minute, even if you have questions for each other, having seen each other's videos now. But first, Paula is going to talk about some upcoming events.
Thank you, and congratulations to all participants. I mean, it's just so wonderful to see all the videos together and sharing them with you. Thank you so much for being part of our new goal. So firstly, I would like to let you know that I'm going to be facilitating a workshop for all participants and mentors via Zoom, taking place on the 27th of July, same time as today, 10 a.m. US Central and 5 p.m. Spain. The title of the workshop is Exploring Innovative Tools for the Translation and Adaptation of Spanish Golden Age Texts Today. We will send you all the information via email. So please join us on the 27th of July. And secondly, our host, Zefiro at TTU, will be organizing a back-to-school screening of our new Gold 2023 edition, presenting the winning and special mentions. This event will be in person, but participants will be able to join via Zoom also. It will take place on the 17th of August, I believe. But again, we will send you all the information soon enough. You will find out very soon. You can also, as we said before, find all entries on our website, www.ournewgoal.com. So please do take some time to visit and to enjoy all the entries, because they're all worth watching. I promise you that it's a very special project we are all very proud of, and we need you. We need your participation to make it happen. So thank you so much for joining us today, and have a wonderful rest of your evening, and be in touch. We'll hear. Thank you so much. We see you next year. Thank you very much.